Yes, peace, power, prayer, uh, prosperity, patience. I just choose to want to um, express myself this moment in time based upon where my spirit is. Yes, I as it pertains to this climate, I think that was Chinka Diop says the guy by the name of Chinka Diop, who is considered to be a scholar when it comes to African history. That just say truth, you know. It's talking about the only differences between us as humans is climatical, climate. I guess we would say that one is raised up in a warm environment, what makes them more warm, and one is raised up in a cold environment, makes them more cold. Earth, Wind, and Fire said, "Child is born with a heart of gold. Way of the world makes his heart so cold. The human person must be established, and therefore is established as a result of his, when it comes to his humanity, and character is the outgrowth of one's humanity. That which probably can be altered is one character, but maybe not one's nature. So, but yeah, I was talking to a good, decent, respectable friend. He was talking about the maybe somewhat about the politics, and I just always say you can tell the psychology of one's mentality or the mentality of one's psychology by what he or she produces. And so, in the climate of hostility is destroying creating a chasm, very destructive amongst the people. And when we get to a point where is that we be trying to get something or a foot off of our neck or our throat, and we don't care nothing about one's nature. We care nothing about his humanity. Well, we know we want to get that foot off your neck, you know. And it's like one can be put in a position of not even caring anymore because of the deceit, the deception, and the lying. We could become so at odds with one another. But yet the corruption, the chaos, and the confusion puts one in a position where we start to take things personal because one wants to uphold a certain lifestyle and is when it comes to his or her livelihood, and or one's livelihood is at stake when it comes to his family. So not caring, he or she would do whatever it takes, to get a hold of what that which he or she has been deprived of, and that accessibility to worth and to wealth, I should say. So he or she would do things that and would be introduced to something, and what, and then things will be promoted, and it would be trafficked. But you will see the traffic of it, because remember, someone wants to uphold a lifestyle or keep a certain way of life, and others see that, and they want to live a decent life too as well. So they would do whatever it takes, to feel good about themselves. Not to mention, if one wasn't introduced to alcohol or drugs, I mean, then it's promoted, then trafficked, then yes. And I think I was looking at something, man, in regards to well, I just people would want to deal with this, the reality of the situation. When I say about this, I don't want to get too much far ahead of myself, of this political climate. I guess you would call it that. I don't necessarily want to put that word on there, because politics is nothing but a pile of tricks to me. So, and everybody represents their own healthy self-interest. I mean, their own self-interest. I'm not saying if it's healthy or not, but maybe it's healthy to them. Um, yes, and whereas that we deal with, at least in America, we deal with two-party systems, Democrat and Republican. Only two. The word party itself, is a heck of a word, and the word demon. So, Kurasi, strength and power, whatever how you want to use it. Al Manzu said you can teach people other language, you can't teach them how to govern, that they must learn for themselves. So we become highly emotional and take things personal. Then uh, those who have been denied, they are fighting against each other, and fighting against a system that is in place that's denying them, to have accessibility, to wealth, decent house, and live in decent communities and go to decent schools. Just to live in peace. Just to live in peace. You know, um, the haves and the have-nots. So we just don't. We become very highly emotionally charged, and to the fact that we become less tolerant of each other. And you could tell the psychology or the mental psychology of one mentality by what he or she produces, or the mentality of one psychology, out of either or you want to put it, because it's the environment. It's the environment that put us at odds with one another. And, one don't want, no one wants to live in poverty. No one wants to be valued. So put many people at odds with each other. So yeah, I'm further just sharing my thoughts of expression at this time, and I can't recall the name of the book, but the sister was talking about you know the devil, um, and she was talking about what it means is its evil effect. Because I realized that if you take things out of its natural place or natural form, that's unspiritual. But anything that remains in natural form or natural state is spiritual. But when you take things out of its natural habitat, natural environment, and its natural growth and development, it becomes evil. But this evil effect is not confined to oneself alone, but it affects or impacts others. I'm still talking about the climate, and even in the two, what they call two party system here in America and abroad. Because as I was talking about sharing earlier, I was thinking about some of these like uh, Maryland Public Broadcasting Station, I believe it is. Yeah, I was looking at man, these people who were had this motivation to power to rule over people, and you see that they walking around in nice suits. They feel good. They smiling. And while the people are suffering and dying and fighting in wars, and I just look at their eyes, look at the souls of the people, and say, as humans have not yet fully developed. The human person has not yet been established. And just to see the people, after I guess they say that the wars were won, the people are excited because they want relief, that's peace. But they put their faith in these men, these who who masquerade as human beings and decent people. Because you can't take anything that you acquire with you, and seem to be these people seem to be held up as men of very heroic, and idolized, worshipped and praised. Politics, I mean, who comes up with the manner and way in which one needs to run and rule and control the productivity and in the productivity of money, wealth, power, and control and dominate the resources for themselves, while the masses fight over what's left. What comes out of a mind? Uh, it can't be nothing but what I said earlier about the devil. Yes, and knowledge of self. Knowledge of self. Someone says, is all that has occurred and existed to bring me to this place of time where I am right now. So, what is the immediate danger? The immediate danger is to any culture. Um, I think Dr. Sismo said that culture is dynamic. Um, it changes, and we have to take a very serious look at culture when it becomes destructive. You know, got to take a very serious look at politics when it becomes very destructive. We just accept things as it is. You know what I'm saying? And we work with what we got. I mean, that's the reality of it, but it's a reality that has been given to the larger society by, I say, a conjecturer, a master magician, even a tyrant, and that's almost like childish behavior. But Dr. Du Bois said this though. He was made reference to white people. White culture is the immediate danger, perhaps at least since is this fear of the truth. It's childish belief in the efficacy of lies, as a method of human uplift. Hmm. Childlike in truth is the cause that impacts the results of one's reality. Some Africans say truth is based upon the consensus of the people. You accept it as truth. So think about it. In truth, many are representing the collective psychology of that mentality. And when it comes to the immediate danger to white culture or any culture, perhaps at least since It's fear of the truth. It's childish belief in the efficacy of lies as a method of human uplift. It say take the lesser of two evils, right? As opposed to uplift. You're very emotionally charged. We work with what we got until we can get something better. It's a reality, but hey, it's a reality that I've been given. Trying to do our best because people is tired of being the social status or the economic base for someone else's social status. So I know the masses are being programmed, and masses are resisting. They're in resistance of the program to the appetite, to it's like we were programmed for that appetite to represent this childish belief uh, of lies as a method to uplift the people. You know, I don't care if it's race, class, gender, religion, politics, economics, education. Yeah. So what has occurred is to bring one to this place. If a person don't teach you right, I think Elijah Muhammad said this, is going to treat you right. You know. So the purpose is to come together in order to apply what we have come to know, learn to know, what we have come to learn to know, that what has occurred before brought us to this place in time. What my mother and father got together, and I'm here and keep going on down the line. So it's biological. So one's true purpose, I realize, is to move beyond sympathy to empathy. So what about the how? The how is in the mathematics. How can you assess the unknown by first calculating the known? You know, I know that's how I got here. So I just want to establish a relationship. I'm here, and it's here is to understand the importance of a universal truth. And understand universal truth, you understand the importance uh, of valuing nature. Valuing nature. Why? Because new life is the reproduction of the life that existed before it. The truth, we are created to be a good steward over this creation. The universality of God's relationship to all creation can be understood as a basis for the building that or for believing that God has a concern and purpose for all people, for all creation. You know, belief, um, concern, and purpose for all people, uh, for all creation. You see what has occurred before becomes a common occurrence. Then that which has become a common occurrence, we put our faith in it. You know, and I'm talking about this relationship, this the universal truth, this relationship of value in nature. Um, we created to be good steward over it, and over the universality of this relationship to all of creation. The challenge is the attitude that we have about it ourselves and about this relationship with ourselves as well, because we will have this uh, spread this relationship, this attitude, this unhealthy attitude in relationship with and to others. It spreads this hatred, this animosity, this hostility that's destroying uh, relationships, with the human relationships one with another. The the mentality or the mentality of the collective psychology is like we're being programmed and being desensitized. I always make my claim that society is under social reconstruction, whereas our feelings are becoming desensitized, our thoughts demoralized, our attitude dehumanized, our communication devitalized, and our activities stabilized. So we're dealing with a spirit of apathy, you know. So you see, the whole structure then must be changed. It's social system, economic system, political system, religious system, educational system, racial system, and gender system. Irrespectively of where race, class system, yeah, gender, religion, economics, politics, education, religion. That one's aim, is of course is accountability. Um, you shoot your arrow. The arrow is could like you. The arrow is punishing, or it's punishment to the when it hits the target. But when it does not, I mean when it hits the that which is shooting at, like you go hunting and you shoot something and you arrow and you kill it, punish it, kill it. But the falling short of that target is accountability, but yet one or a people, the fiery dots that is being aimed and shot is will punish those who um, who advocate the importance of accountability. And the ultimate aim is complete civility in a world of abundance. And many tend to indulge in activity uh, that satisfy the appetite to be known, to be seen, to be held in high esteem at the expense of holding others at low esteem and low esteem. And we just many of us accepting it that this is what we got. I understand, and this is what we're working with until we get something better. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. I think the first thing that needs to be done, if we go beyond race, class, gender, religion, politics, economics, and education, and religion, whatever, we go beyond those things and destroy the psychology of one's mentality and the attitude that one has about um, his or her relationship with with creation, human or otherwise, and whatever political affiliation one associate him or herself with. And remember, we're dealing with also self interest, because we have moved beyond below the choice of learning how to reason with one another. It place more value on that which is material rather than that which is spiritual. I mean, that which is natural. So one's must establish the human person. Must establish the human person, and because the material that has been given to build on our humanity is character. The soul is in the eyes, man. The soul is in the eyes. What comes to mind in this closing, the love and affection, that we should have for each other, and the universal relationship and concern for all of creation. They seem to be misplaced and misappropriated, misused, and abused when it comes to man's humanity. Uh, we tend to go after titles without establishing the human person. It's very challenging, man. Well, I say this: we continue to do our best to value each other in the best of ways, and keep your children close. Uh, it's a hell of a thing to see children, to hear that children go missing. They, and because you have to continue to keep them close, supervise them, man. Um, they'll just, they don't really, that we don't, that they don't become so naive, because the world, man, is it's in a mess, man. It's in a mess. I mean, the attitude that the collective mentality, the collective mentality of one's collective psychology is of a people who have developed a attitude, a unhealthy attitude, or how they interact or govern and want to control the resources and program the minds of people, man. I mean, that's out of order, because it's coming to a head, man. It's coming to some of that mentality, and yeah, embrace your children, keep them close, keep them close, keep them close, man. Until next time, talk to you.